It is the Riot. Merry Christmas, cause it's Christmas
Yes,
Eve.
please make sure you let us know if you got a request for our Christmas show, 877-2-RADIO-U, or just join us at RadioU Riot on our Facebook page and post it there. We'll see it.
You know, Christmas is a time when you get together with family and friends that you only see once a year, and, you know, sometimes you don't even want to see them or talk to them, but, like, you have to.
I think Steve was teasing when we called, okay? He does want to talk to you.
Oh, no, I was talking about how I feel about him.
It's the other way.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't make that clear. On the
Don't
phone
tease
right
him too
now,
much.
Stephen from Wolves at the Gate. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, Stephen, we haven't talked in a while. Are your kids in their 30s now?
It's just been a year. That's all it's
That would
been.
be strange because I'm 32, so if I had a 30-year-old, we might need to call some scientists.
That's true.
You know what? It's cool, man. Whatever works for you. So, Steve, how is Stephen the man? How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, enjoying this little holiday break. Yeah, much needed.
Yeah, so what is a holiday break to you? What are you doing?
Well, I'm not very good at like vacationing, just kind of doing nothing.
Yeah.
But it's nice because then I get time to dig into, little projects that I'm into. You know, I like doing woodworking and stuff like that. So I've got a couple projects. I've been trying to build my first door.
I love that.
It's really lame.
No, it does not.
Actually, I want you to know.
That's awesome.
That sounds amazing because, like,
We were talking to Colin earlier from House of Heroes, and we were
cool.
talking about like how for him, music, which for a lot of us everyday non-music people would be what would be the fun thing to try to do in your spare time to learn how to play, and where we play video games or we do this or that. It's fascinating to hear from someone who you yourself being in music. Well, what is your not doing music hobbies that you're choosing to do? And woodworking's amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we spent so much time on working on our record and trying to finish that up. So usually what happens is after a record, I kind of just need no music for like a month or two, and then that's about all it lasts. And so in that time, I'm just trying to
make a door.
Fiddle around. Yeah, make a door.
Do you think you'll be able to do that within the break time, or do you need more time?
Well, the door is built and clamped and glued together. I just need to decide if I want to stain it or paint it. And officially, you have lost all of your listeners.
No.
No,
because,
they're riveted.
Listen,
they're like,
okay.
do we want to paint or do we want to stain? They're in this now.
Listen, I
We
want
need
you
a vote.
Yeah, we do.
Stephen, you're missing it. What you're actually doing is, I know that you guys just wrapped up an album and all that
Wolves
stuff,
at
and
the
we'll
Gate.
talk about Wolves at the Gate, but I think you don't even know it, but you are already writing the next album, because the next album's going to be called Doors, and there's going to be one called,
No,
there's
it's
going to
a
be a song
two-album.
called The Stain.
Yes. One's the stain and one is paint.
Right.
It's a
And so-
companion.
and who can wash away the stain?
Or do you paint over it?
Yeah,
it was
it's-
never there.
You know what? Or is it a matter of what paint can't cover? So, I mean, dude.
Or people are going to think, wow, this guy really likes Microsoft Paint.
Oh, yeah. He's into the older stuff. It's
because if
fine.
it was Microsoft Paint, the album would be called Windows.
Oh. That's the follow-up to Doors.
Oh, is it?
That
Okay.
is.
Okay. All right.
I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm just telling you. So, you're making a door. All right. Anything,
Don't say it like that.
anything else going on this Christmas?
Yeah, obviously going to spend time with my family and my kids, and that'll be great. But also, I want to get started on. I have a couple other music projects that I've been spending time on that. I love when people say I'm not at liberty to say they're state secrets, but I don't really have anything to say other than I'm working on some music for some other projects.
Perfect,
I don't want to
that's
make it sound like.
Just
Yeah, I
shut the
wanna make it
door on
sound
us, why don't you?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
You know
fine.
what? Are you building a door or are you building a wall, Steven?
Oh.
Wow. So you officially went from door, window, and wall.
All in one.
Listen, man, this is our new carpentry themed talk.
Well, how about this? We'll stay up and pay attention to Steve from Wolves at the Gate.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that way, when you're able to announce things, then we'll be able to learn more about it then.
Yeah. So just keep working on music, and we can't wait to put out this record too. People keep asking us when it's going to come out, and we'll let you know as soon as we can let you know.
Okay. Well, I followed your studio journey on Twitter
For Wolves at the Gate?
For Wolves at the Gate, and I was kind of curious because I feel like, and maybe I'm just not getting it right, but I feel like you guys went quiet, so you were done, but we haven't heard a whole lot more. So I'm ready for our new Wolves at the Gate album.
Yeah, well, what we did differently this time around was we actually did a lot of the recording and producing part of the record ourselves.
Okay.
And so that's why we went dark for a while, because I was in the dark world of just
Producing
editing
it.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we actually have a new guitarist in our band. His name's Joey Alarcon, which is kind of a big thing for us. You guys know Jeremy Steckel, who's in the band since the beginning, and he stepped away back in like 2012, and so we've not replaced him until now. So Joey's a pretty special guy. He was a huge part of the recording process because he's also a very talented engineer himself. So he and I were working on a separate music project, and we were just like clicking so much, and he loved Wolves of the Gate. That's how we got in touch. And I was just like, we're getting ready to record the record. It's literally a month before we went into the studio, and I was like driving, and I was thinking to myself, Steve, you're such an idiot. Like, why don't you ask Joe if he wants to be in the band? And because I was like sending him the songs and saying like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this guitar part? And he was like giving me great input. And I called him a month before we head into the studio, and I was like, hey, you want to
be in the
record
band?
this record and be in the band? And he's like, I thought you'd never ask.
Dude, you know what this sounds
That's like a Hallmark Christmas moment right there.
It's like, you sat there and had a conversation with a cute girl for an hour about how much you both like coffee, and then you walked away like, why didn't I just ask her to get coffee?
Yes, just don't even
Why
know.
didn't I just ask her out? Yeah.
It was so obvious.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what,
We're
Steven?
not dating, if anybody's curious, based on Obadiah's.
Well, you don't have time to date
Comparison.
with making the door and all the woodworking
No.
stuff. You're busy.
I've got doors to make. I've got children to throw in the air.
Yes, you're busy.
Well, and Steven, it's a metaphor. I mean, it's just like the door and the window is going to be a metaphor.
Listen, I just thought people might be a little too lost in the door, window, wall, and then you move to coffee.
It's a good call, dude. Good
That's
call.
all right.
Hard train of thought to follow for people in 2018.
No, they're used to it with us and our show, so they're fine.
No, you know what? You gotta. He is right though. You got to embrace the metaphor and not keep changing it. You got to stick with what you have. So, well, Steven, listen, man, we want you to have a super Merry Christmas, and we're glad that you left your door making to come and hang out with us
And
a little
we know
bit.
when the Wolves at the Gate album comes out, we are ready for it, and we are eagerly anticipating it.
And you guys will be among the first to receive it.
Yay.
Love you guys.
Yeah, and hey, Steven, just a heads up. Anytime you want to make some new Christmas music, be great.
Just throw that out there.
Listen, I'll tell you this, and this is no joke. Before I think about any of my family members or any gifts that I give them, I get like this daunting pressure around the end of Halloween going, oh no, we haven't done a Christmas song this year, and Obadiah is coming for me.
He's in your head.
And I'm not prepared.
He's in your head.
You know what?
Listen, I want to give more Christmas songs, but we were so wrapped up in this record that I was like, I gotta stay focused.
Well,
The
yeah,
guys
dude.
actually told me that because I was like, all right, guys, let's do a Christmas song. They're like, dude, you need to finish the record. I was
Yeah.
like, good point.
Yeah, good call. So, I guess the gift we're getting this year is excuses again. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, leave Steve alone. Leave Steve alone. Let's let him go. You put him through
Hey, listen,
enough.
all I want to know is, are you going to talk to Jen Ledger like this?
Yeah, I know.
You know what? You want to know?
You know what?
The answer is yes.
We already talked to Jen, and Jen he was fine with. So he only likes to tease you like this.
I know.
Just
I
you.
just think do other guys get such lovable treatment
Yes.
from Obadiah? I think, I can see through the sarcasm. I can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have a deep love for me and my Christmas songs.
That's where this is coming from. Well, let's play the King.
Yeah, let's play one of my all-time favorite Christmas songs. This is The King from Wolves at the
Thank you,
Gate.
Steve. Have a Merry Christmas.
You guys too. Thanks.
All right, see you, dude.
Hang tight.
There he is. It's Wolves at the Gate on the Riot.